Welcome everyone to Chess Whiz TV, episode 67. Bad news today. Bad news. You know pride goes before a fall. Let's get back to the date. It is September 18th, 2014. Today we're slow and sickly. I believe it was last episode that I boasted that we've been doing Chess Whiz TV for months and never gotten sick. Well, that was an error in my ways. I'm hoping that my chess quality does not equally degrade because I'm also boastful about how I'm so great at chess. About my ability in chess. Shouldn't say abilities because I really just have one ability, which is to move quickly and then make bad moves and then win on the clock. That's my one ability. I'm very good at it. I like to think so. Anyway, I told you guys I was healthy, and then I woke up this morning with a sore throat. So I'm not feeling too well. What does that mean? Well, we better play some chess before I just keel over. So let's get started. It's going to have to be a little slower, though, just because 5-3, is that not 3 check? Is that slow enough? What does it take to become classical? I want to play boring chess. 7-3, 7-2. Okay, let's try that. Classical chess. Look at that. Look at that green bar down there. I mean, this basically bamboozles me to see my offer at the bottom of the list because I'm used to being at the top of this. But if you look closely, I'm at the very, very, very bottom of the Game Seeks list. So sad. So it's going to be a little bit of a short episode today because I'm a little low on energy. But only a little low. Certainly not going to be a lame show just because I'm slow and sickly. It's going to be an awesome show. Because the chess is a little bit slower, we'll have more time to explain what's wrong with it. And our good friend Shogful is fighting us yet again. He's like the Chess Whiz paparazzi, if such a thing exists. His rating, however, is higher than mine in boring slow chess. And so let's change that. He's playing a Petrov's defense, also known as a Russian defense, which doesn't fit very well with slow and sickly because if you catch the pun, Russian does not mean slow. If you don't catch the pun, then maybe it does, I guess. Okay, so is it d5? No, but why didn't he play d5? Maybe I should just play d5 right here and totally throw him off. Whoops, that's not the button I meant to press. This is what I meant to do. You could ignore the big white screen. That's totally optional, just to notice that. I could play c4. c4 or bishop d3. C4 looks kind of cool now because he did not play d5, although he probably will right now. I'm already out of my opening book for the Russian defense. I'm used to black playing d5 instead of bishop e7. Hope you caught all that like a cat, caught all that like a cot, which is a small bed. Well, if I castle, what happens? I guess we'll find out. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We're not going to play any really fast chess, except maybe at the end of the episode, which is going to come sooner than you think. Because I might just say, that's enough, bye, and then close the stream. You know, I have the right to do that. You do not have a right to Chess Whiz TV, you people. You have no right, I think. Maybe since I've been providing this for a while, maybe there's just some implicit guarantee that I'll continue to provide it. But I don't think so. I'll have to read the Constitution of the United States one more time, see if it mentions Chess Whiz TV. Okay. Rook b1, maybe? Attack that pawn at the back of his position. Queen c2 hits his pawn on the other side of the board. Guys, so you don't know notation, I'm talking about this move or this move. Why is that green? I want to make it red. It's cooler in red. This move or this move. The downside of the queen move is he could capture my knight and double up my pawns real bad. And I don't want my pawns to look like that. But I don't think he'll do it right away. And then that allows me to escape with my knight, knight e5. You see that? See that? Queen c2. He does something about this pawn, then I can go knight e5. Also, pawn takes pawn looks reasonable. Because I've got 2 c pawns. I got plenty of pawns, guys. So I might as well trade one off. So I don't know what I should do. Other options are bishop f4. Other option is rook e1. Out of all those choices, I guess I'll do this one. Because I'm not really interested in trades right now. I have more space than my opponent. If you look at the circled area, I have 2 pawns on the 4th rank, while he, in blue, only has 1. So I have a little bit more space. Also, I have faster development because I have, in red, 2 pieces developed and a rook. And he's got just 2 pieces developed and not a rook. So I'm a little bit ahead in development, a little bit more space. That means I don't want trades simplifying to an endgame. I want to take advantage of this advantage while I have it as an advantage before it becomes a non-advantage. Okay, queen c7 protects that. Should I play queen c2? I don't know. Let's try bringing my other rook in. We know he's going to bring his knight now out because that's the final developing move. It's the final frontier. Space. Space. How do I sound, guys? Am I quiet enough? Should I turn down the gain? What happens if I do this? Am I really quiet now? Or am I really quiet now? Wait, it looks like it doesn't change anything. Can you hear me now? Pretty well. What about now? Can you hear me now? Yeah, it's all the same, isn't it? This dial doesn't do anything. Oh well. He resigns, and he offers a rematch. GG. I don't know why you resigned, Shockful. Are you just trying to crank up my rating? Because that didn't make any sense. Huh? I'll send him a question mark. And then I'll wonder. Well, we play him again. Why not? And then we'll ask him in this new game. E4, E5 seems good. Why didst thou resign? Loud keyboard today. Because loud keyboard always. Because this is my loud keyboard. Look how tiny and weird it is. So of course it's loud. Also the microphone is on the desk, so it's naturally loud. The volume is changing, you guys say. Okay, I want to be the loudest possible. Boo. 1, 2, testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. Oh, it's really quiet now. Testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. Oh, it's really loud now. Oh, good. Okay, I'll put it on the loud side because I need all the help I can get today. Knight f6. We'll play the open Sicilian. I mean the open reload bit. Why? Why didst thou resign? Rook takes bishop? Question mark. Well, it's a question mark, right? So that's not a very good move. Bishop c5. Let's go look at that last game because I didn't actually see why he resigned. And that's pretty embarrassing for him to resign a position. Oh, look, I could take the bishop. Oh, that's a real chin scratcher. Well, thank you for just resigning before I noticed that. Because my quality of chess is not the best when I'm sick. Not that it's any better when I'm not sick, but it's also not the best when I'm sick. I knew you were going to fork me. Already knew. Question is, what am I going to do? I kind of like this. Knight e4, taking the pawn, leaving myself forked. But I better get castled pretty soon. This is a well-studied position, guys. Well-studied. And by that I mean everybody else knows what to do except me. Say the bishop. Bishops are better than knights, except in closed positions. Which I should mention is this week's Funday Monday challenge. If you guys didn't watch the Funday Monday episode, good choice because it was pretty boring. But the challenge this week is to get as many pawns locked up as possible. You get 1 point per locked pawn pair. So e4, e5 counts as one pair. And if you get d5, d6, for example, second pair. One of your pawns and one of your opponents. I don't mean double your own pawns and score. Not at all. You're blocking in your bishop there, Shockful. So now I'm interested in taking f2. And I'm interested in knight back to c5, which is more interesting. I think knight c5 is more interesting because 2 pieces for a rook and pawn is usually not that great of a trade. Ooh. So the challenge is to get as many double pawns as you can. We got a guy who submitted and asked a question. He said, well, how do you score that? Do you look at the total number of locked pawns over the course of the game, or the most you have locked in a single position? Because it turned out he locked almost all of his pawns at different points during the game, and we're definitely going to show that game next Tuesday on Funday Monday, just because he did a good job locking his pawns up. But he didn't lock them all at the same time. So I need to clarify that. You need to lock your pawns all at the same time. So if you took a if you took a cell phone and took a picture of the board, the pawns would be locked right there in that picture. You can't just do it with a video. It doesn't count. Sorry about mentioning that antiquated piece of equipment, the camera. No one uses that anymore. d6, lameness. Take, and I lose. But how do I get my bishop out? This way. I'll just go diagonally, like bishops do. Very good. So how you guys liking the slow chess? How's Chess with TV with slow chess? The hair looks pretty nice. Oh yeah, sticking up in every direction. That's because I carefully did not comb this morning. Carefully. In order to maximize the randomness quality of the hair. It's kind of artistic, you know what I mean? Chess with TV sure is different when there's no speed chess, don't you think? I think it is. Bring my bishop out. Now I could play d something. Take, 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 take. I just get an isolated pawn. At least I don't lose material. But it's not that attractive. I guess I'll fianchetto and then see what happens later. I need to bring the rest of my pieces out. I'm the one suffering from less space now. But on the plus side... there isn't any plus side. Well, that's too bad. But now I can play d5. Look how beaut that is. If he takes, I take with queen. And I'm happy. If he doesn't take, I've got a pawn super out there. And it can advance again, save the knight out of the way, and other c pawn forward. I'm liking this. It's going to get my space problems fixed right now. That's going to be the plus side. Oh, I like that slogan, my pawns eat people. I like that slogan. He says, your slogan can be same bad moves, slower pace. I like that. I think that'll really get viewers to, they'll be like, what is that? Let me watch. Let me see what that is. Oh, it's a pin followed by a discovered attack with his queen. See, this is also kind of a skewer pin because the knight, if it moves, becomes a skewer. It's kind of a pure. I'm liking checkmate. Look, bishop down here. If I get my queen down there and take his knight with my other bishop, then I'll be checkmate. That's the kind of thing I aim for. But I'm kind of liking over here. It's true my knight's still pinned, but there's no serious danger. It can move with capturing some stuff. Then I can bring my rooks to the center. Covers the king side pretty well. Gets out of the pin, the major pin. It shrinks the pin. See, this is a giant pin, my knight to my queen. And if I move here, it's shrunken down into a smaller pin. Because all he could do is capture the exchange if I move my knight. So that's much safer, much safer. Ragbits wants to know if a GIF animation is considered a picture. So you can make a GIF animation of those pawns that are locked together. And then say, well, it's a picture of those pawns, even though it's an animation of the whole game. I think it's not. A GIF animation is considered a GIF, depending on how you pronounce it. Okay, take your bishop. You take my rook. I take your rook. You take my thing. I take your thing. I took two things. You took one. Oh, we both took two things in that line. And they're equal things. No, I got three things because I got both bishops, so that's better for me. Should I try it? Take the bishop, he just captures back. But then I could take his knight, he just captures back. And then I could take c2 after removing both defenders. But if I take his knight and he doesn't capture back, what if he takes my rook then? So take bishop, he recaptures. Take knight, he takes my rook with an intermezzo. Maybe I should just take his queen and be done with it. Yeah, I guess I'll just take his queen and then I'll challenge the file. Boring. But on the plus side, absolutely nothing's happened this game. You can see he's got 6 pawns equally spread out there. Me too. I've moved some, but it doesn't make a big difference. In terms of bishops and knights, we're identically even. Oh, but I got one of your bishops. Now there's an imbalance. This is actually good for me. This is actually pretty good, guys. And let me explain why. You already know why. Knight for bishop. The bishop is better in open positions without any center pawns. Well, do you see any center pawns around here? No, there's not really center anything. So that's kind of good for me because I got the bishop and he has only the knight. Also, I can force him back and get some space here on the queen side. Not that that space will be useful. The center is so open that the extra space is pretty useless. I mean, I can't do that much. I can't promote through because I'm facing 3 pawns with my 3 pawns. I have to do this. You really love trades, but at the cost of what? You have to capture with bishop and be so passive. Here's what I'm thinking about. Rook takes. He has to take with bishop or I get it. Then f5, kicking the knight. Knight moves, then oh. Okay, here's what I was thinking. Bishop takes this, whoa, pawn. That was my idea. It has certain illegalities to it, but if you squint real good, you might be able to make that move at first. My pawn says that I have a move here. Take his rook, he captures with bishop. Everything's defended and boring. But I do have bishop for knight. Not good enough to win. Can't get much done. I can move off the file. Then he comes to the 7th rank. This is still best because this keeps my pieces active. And I'll go here next. Because if I don't trade, I have to move my rook off the line. Or king f8. My pieces just aren't quite as active. More comments in chat. Ragrit says, I'm glad to have another Lichess account for trolling. I just play against myself, and then I can send in the most epic Fun Day Monday game ever. Is that true? Is that what you did? You know you're going to get banned for life. I have the big ban button that says ban, and then I have the bigger ban button that's bigger than the screen, and it says ban IP address and all future IP addresses. So you better not get that banned, because I'm not afraid to use it. Check, and you have to go in. That looks so cool. Oh, bye-bye, king. See you next endgame. Not too bad. Then here, and you push, giving yourself super bad pawns. No. You're late, Sainoy. Can't say your name, but you're so late. It's getting late. You're getting late. By the way, for people just tuning in, this conversation over here does not relate to this chess game. We're talking about the previous chess game in which he resigned while hanging a bishop that I didn't see, which explains the conversation. Especially the 3 O's. Shockful, I think you probably should have taken that pawn, just because keeping material even is an important thing, not being down a bunch of pieces. And now, if I take you, you're down a bunch of pieces. Alternatively, I could push or defend my b4 pawn. But I think taking is best. So I've got bishop for knight advantage, and now I've got 2 pawns for 1 on the queen side. Here. So that's a good enough advantage. I can win this ending. Just got to use all my pieces, including my king. I don't want to take your knight, though, because then we'll be left with opposite colored bishops, and I may not be able to win. In fact, I wouldn't be able to win, which would be too bad. But let's trade bishops. Oh, this is tough for you now. You either trade bishops, which trades into a losing game, or you don't trade bishops, and I might win another pawn. Although that demonstration was cut short by his move. My Ponzi people says, you know you're low on time, right? And I say, no. ChessWiz is immune to the clock. I have what's called clock immunity. It means I can't run out of time, especially when there's anything other than 0 over here. See that little 2 there? That represents infinity time, because all I have to do is move in less than 2, and then 2 minus that number is added to my clock every move, which is really often. By the way, it's really often once ChessWiz starts going. So don't even worry. I like this. I want to get my pawns on the opposite color square as the bishop, even if it means disavowing my family. Actually, I wouldn't do it if it meant that. I would only do it if it had small, slightly lesser consequences. I have plenty of time still, guys. Don't worry. Yeah, your knight is less than my bishop. Look, wherever it goes, my bishop can capture it at leisure. And meanwhile, I promote with my extra pawn. Take that. 3, 2, with check. Yeah, that's pretty good. Feel free to resign, Shockful. I think you have reached the point of no win, unless I die, which could happen, because I am a little slow and sickly today, or at least slow. I used up all my time that game, down to 23 seconds, while our, well, you know, Shockful, I'd love to play you again, but let's give our other viewers a chance, just in case they'd like to. So if you'd please be the gentleman and just not join that game for a few moments, that would allow others to to have that opportunity. Because I wouldn't want to spend all day playing you. I know I would enjoy that, but there's more than just you viewing the stream right now. In fact, there's also 1 date, 2 date, DVD. Look at all the people. DVVRD, Frank Morris, my Ponzi people. Obertoby, if you don't want to be listed right now, if you don't want a shout out right now, that's too bad, you're going to get one. Olaf Bragritz, Sinoi, Chesswiz, and wait, is that all, guys? Is that everybody? Alphabet goes to S awfully quickly. I can't even scroll. Oh, and the Roman Empire. Only the regulars watching today. Hi, everybody who already watches Chesswiz TV. What about the new viewers? DVVRD is a new viewer. Oh, great. Cheese Whiz. Oh, this is so unfair. Rated game with Cheese Whiz? I can't believe it. He's so unfair. Scotch game. Up and Comer just got here. Well, Up and Comer, then you need to know that I'm dying. And so are you. Did you know you're dying? Slowly. Very slowly, I'm killing you 1 second at a time until you die of old age. It's part of my master plan to pin your knight to your king while capturing your pawn. Or just waiting. It's a great way to outsmart your enemies. If you're like, how can I beat this guy? Just wait till he dies of old age. It's quite effective. Because most people do. I have never met a person who didn't die of old age. So if there's anyone you really just can't stand, be patient and eat healthily, exercise regularly, and pretty soon they won't be able to stand. Should I trade my bishop for that knight? It does double up his pawns pretty nice. Huh. Maybe I should. Maybe I should play d5 and hope he takes me. I'm in for some hope in chess. Or maybe just d6, try to blockade e5 real good, but then he'd push e4, and prevent me from squaring it up on e5. Okay, so I'm thinking about this move, or this move, or this move. Those are my main 3 options, guys. Of course, there's also this move. I mean, that's not too bad either. Those are probably the best 4 moves. I've narrowed it down. And now I'm going to make one of those moves, probably, in a couple of minutes. So get ready. Hold on to your seat. Is that the right saying? Hold on to your pants. That's not the right saying. It's hold on to your pants. Where did that come from? Hang on to your seat. I don't know the pants saying. There's a really good pants saying, and it's not your pants are on fire. Liar, liar, although that's a good one too. I'm going this way. I figure if I've got doubled pawns, he ought to have double pawns too. It's only fair. It's only fair. Getting all Kotov. Really? Don't even know what you're talking about. Up and Comer, I don't know what Kotov does or says, but apparently I'm like him. Which sounds good, because Kotov sounds Russian, and Russians are really good at chess, so maybe I'll be good at chess by sounding like him. Seems reasonable. Oh, Blitzsteam wants to play me, but I notice you don't have an R in your name, Blitzsteamy, and I would rather be streamy than steamy right now. And he wants to play my time control, but you're not the real Blitzstream. You're the lame 1 game ever played Blitzsteam. Much different. I'm not fooled at all. I was excited for a moment. Decline you. I want to play your real account because your fake account is cheating. You know you're not allowed to have 2 accounts. And the penalty is you can't play Chesswiz on Chesswiz TV. The reason I kicked that bishop is because it created Luft for my king. Now anytime I get back rank checkmated, I can simply move over there and say, nice try, buddy. Maybe next game. Also, I'm hoping he trades his bishop for my knight, because I'm down bishop for knight. My opponent has the 2 bishops, while all I did was double his pawns. So. Oh, we're learning in the chat. It says Kotov, Alexander Kotov, he was a grandmaster, right? He wrote the book Think Like a Grandmaster, and in there he did a famous response to his writing. Something about a tree. I'm reading the tree of variations. He built a tree. I hope I'm making sense to you guys. And it says there was a famous response to his writing, I don't think like a tree. Do you think like a tree? Difficult question. I'm actually not sure if I think like a tree. In order to know for sure, I would have to become a tree, think like a tree, and then become me and compare the thinking. I guess I could ask a tree how it thinks, but I wouldn't know if the tree was just lying with its pants on fire, which is very dangerous for a tree. Because most trees are quite flammable. I love random talk, but it's not truly random because I'm guiding the conversation past the random bits towards something that I'm hoping might be funny, so you don't close the stream waiting for Cheese Whiz to move his bishop. Sorry. I'm the one that's getting bored right now waiting for Cheese Whiz to move his bishop. Cheese Whiz, do you read me? Do you hear me? Move your bishop already before I take it. Maybe I'll just take it right now. I'm pre-moving that. Pre-moving your bishop. I better not. He'll probably come up with some brilliancy, and then I will blunder and take his bishop. And I'll just checkmate me. Could happen. Actually, it can't happen in this position. I really don't see a way. I'm going to pre-move the bishop in my boastful confidence that it's a safe pre-move. If he leaves his bishop there, it deserves to be taken. Notice the blue cup today? Yeah, he moved it. There's a good reason for this blue cup today, and that is I was thirsty. Also, for those of you who didn't see the introduction to the stream, because you tuned in a little late, I'm talking to you, Soinoi, and Up-and-Comer. You guys didn't tune in soon enough. So the purpose of the title, Slow and Sickly, is because I'm doing both of those things today. Slow, you can obviously tell because this chess never ends. But sickly because I just didn't feel too good today, you know? It was just the reason for the slow as well. But I don't know if I can stand this. I would rather be fast and sickly. You know, on my deathbed, I'm going to be playing some blitz chess. I am not going to be playing 7-2 as I die. It is just not worth it. Now you trade. Now you trade. Oh, interesting. Sinoi actually watched my 38-minute video about pure coins. Really? I hope you bought some, because yesterday the price of pure coins tripled. Practically. Most of you guys don't know what a pure coin is, and that's okay. There's no law that says you have to know that. I'm attacking your rook. However, if you want to know about my alter ego, you can go to Kronos Crypto. I'll type it in the chat. HTTP youtube.com/user/Kronos Crypto. That's my actual name that I chose because when I was born, someone named me Chess Whiz. And it's a lame name because it looks like Cheese Whiz. I mean, look over here. You get so confused over here. Right over here in this corner. It's like Chess Whiz, Cheese Whiz, Chess Whiz, Cheese Whiz. You get so confused. I'm not Cheese Whiz. I'm Chess Whiz. That's why I'm fighting Cheese Whiz right now. But when I named myself Kronos, which is so much cooler. So my other real channel is Kronos Crypto, where I talk about nerdy cryptocurrencies. And there's nothing interesting on there. I mean, there's no chess, so I don't even know why I told you about that. However, I can attack this guy's queen. Or I could take this other lame file that has nothing on it. I think I'd go queen. I think I prefer that one. Guess I could have just taken that free pawn, though, this way. That's pretty tempting. Should have done that, maybe. And over there in Kronos Crypto, I've been doing some videos on Purecoin, which is an alternative to Bitcoin. It's a cryptocurrency. I already said that word, which is so big. It's a great word to say. Cryptocurrency means nothing to anyone who doesn't know what it is, which is most people. But it makes you sound smart. So I say it. But the price of them things, if you had some, then you're happy because they went up lots. They went from 70 or 80 cents each to $1 something, $1.50, $1.70. That's like almost triple, double anyway. So whatever you had is worth twice as much now. Should I trade queens? I should have taken that c-pawn while I had the chance. Why did I waste my time taking the open file? I'll trade queens. Either he doubles his pawns or he lets me down to d2, or both. So that should be good. Who would win in a fight, Goku or Superman? If I were Goku and Superman, I could answer that question. I didn't name you ChessWiz, according to stickers.cc. Well, that's good. I didn't name you ChessWiz either. What's your stance on this important issue? Probably this. Hi-ya! I look forward to killing you soon. I'm not listening to the stream right now, FYI. He's lying. The guy I'm playing right now is 1Nate2Nate, by the way. If you're wondering, we discovered the identity of Cheese Whiz. He revealed it very kindly to me, although we were suspicious. On lichess.org, which is this website, he has the handle Losing Happens, and that's his standard handle, because losing does happen to him quite a bit. So I messaged him. He was like, yeah. So I messaged the Cheese Whiz guy. I was like, Cheese Whiz, if you're really losing happens, then send me 3.14159265358979322384323832972795. I left off the 0 because what's the point in ending a decimal with a 0? It has no meaning. So I just went 2795 and just stopped right there. And then he sent me that number exactly from the Losing Happens account. The only way he could do that is if he controlled the using account, or he told the guy who has the Losing Happens account to send it. Either way, he's got a lot of power, so I think it's probably him. Take here, take here. Take. My pawns are just weaker. It's so blah. My pawns are weaker. I'm not going to play Rook C8. I refuse to play Rook C8. It's the worst move. So he says he's not listening to stream. I don't think I believe him. Actually, I do believe him, but it's more fun to say I don't. Even though I do, because lying makes things more interesting. Take that pawn, according to Up and Comer. But if I take this pawn, he takes my pawn. He's attacking two of my pawns, and oh! Good thinking, Up and Comer. Maybe you should just play, since you're not sickly. Since you're sicklier-less. I hope he takes with this bishop, because then I'll bishop b5. After this, I'll go here, and then he'll be pinned to his rook, and I'll win that bishop. Oh, he didn't. But it's getting pretty drawish, isn't it? Do I have to trade? I could take over there. Oh yeah, sacrifice the exchange. Brilliant. I'll take him, and then I'll have the advantage because my rook is active and his is passive. Plus, I've got the Luft right over here, which is really going to come in handy if he tries to back rank checkmate. Apostolos wants to play. Is this the real? This is probably the guy who is blitzed Steam. So I'm so glad he switched over to his other account where he's a boss, according to those ratings. Because it's kind of nice to not be surprised by a steamy blitz when he's actually a boss. I think it's a draw. I think this game is a draw, but I'm so annoyed that you're just playing from a 1500 rating account so that if I draw you, I lose points. You think I ought to lose points? I'm 1575. 1Nate2Nate, 1575. Mr. Nathan, do you think I deserve to lose points? Well, think again. But I'm really good at rook ending, so I can probably win this rook ending if you trade bishops. I'm so good at rook endings. Really good. Thanks, Snowfoe, for telling me it's a nice stream. Shout out to Snowfoe. Oh, real. It's probably Snowfow. But it's a pretty good stream, isn't it? We stream chess, and here's when we stream it. Right down there is when we stream it. And I'll leave you on this view for a little while, but not too long because you can't tell who has more time. But let me tell you, it's me because I'm Chess Whiz. However, if I go slowly enough right here, then it might not be me in the future. But I want you to memorize all these numbers down here, Snowfow, so that you can tune in next time, which is Saturday, unless I'm so sick that I die, which probably won't happen because I'm nice and youthful. You know, young people just don't die as much as old people. I'm going to keep attacking that pawn. Just keep attacking it, attacking it, attacking it. He'll never dare move his rook anywhere ever. That's my strat. I should probably push, though. Yeah, I definitely want to push. Because if he gets it all the way down to a6, then his rook is like trapped in New York, which is big, which is why I said New York, because his rook could move up and down everywhere while it's in its prison. It's a little too much. Too much ability for that rook. Check to you, and then back. That's kind of boring. Oh, really? You want to draw? How could you want to draw? It's so boring. What about this line? What about this way? Yeah, this is going to hurt you because I'm going to come over and take your pawn. I told you I can win rook endings. Here. Where are you from, says Snowfo. Don't you think that's a little invasive? Yeah, I'm going to get your pawn. That pawn is a gone pawn. Goner pawner. If I block with rook, and he goes back again, and I can't do anything but... Oops. Oh, well. Oh, that's what I wanted to do, so I love that mouse slip. Fantastic. Oh, thanks for recommending Emergency. My pawns eat people. I don't know if I can trust you because your pawns eat people, but that's a good idea. Oh, Snowfowl just wants to know what country I live in. Well, that's easy. I know what country I live in. Heh, and you know what country you live in. It's fair. If I push and then you take one of my pawns, then I push, then you take the other of my pawns, and then I push, and then you can't stop my pawn. Heh, 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 heh. Evil laugh, evil cackle. I live in the United States, America. Yeah, you're wasting your time moving that rook all over the place. Pretty good for me. I love rook endings. Take you, I think. Yeah, seems good. And here. It's tough. It's tough for you. Easy for me. I think I'll just go way over here. Because that pawn is really hard to stop for you now. You have to skewer me while you still can. Queen. Oh, and then you can skewer me. Yeah, but here... And then you can't skewer me very well. It'll cost you a rook to do it. Yeah, I live in the United States, which is a good place to learn English. Oops. No! Give me a take back now. Take back, take back. I only have 5 seconds. Please send it right away. Send me a take back. Oh, send me another one. Please, hurry, hurry. One more take back. Oh, I need another take back. Please, hurry, hurry. Yes. Okay, I want to go here. Oh, out of time. What? What? I need to write a letter of complaint to Thibaut, the creator of Lichess.org, because that was not fair. I was clicking add time too. I was clicking your face, Cheese Whiz. Take back does not roll back the clock, and I've complained about this in the forums before because I'm kind of a complainer. I should have rolled back the clock to 9 seconds and not run out of time because I have infinity time. We went over this. Here, then check. Then here, then check, and then here, and I win. He's trying to take back so I can win, right? King here, and I win. Checka here, checka here, checka, checka. Sure. Sure you did. I win. Thanks for trying to make me win. Now, I know it says taying, but that actually spells trying, because R is next to A on my keyboard. Really. GG. Okay, so pretend I won, because with King B3, I would have won. You had me. I told you I can win rook endings. Now let's play this guy over here. And this will be the last game of the stream. Sorry for all of you who are wishing for a real episode. This is the slow and sickly episode. Actually, maybe we should play a blitz game after this. I'll play a French defense because I always do, even though it's my first French of the day. Rook h1 was good, but rook a3 would have avoided these tactics. Good kibitz. If you guys can follow that, and more power to you. Someone says plus 215. Yeah, plus 215 to you too. That is definitely a math problem. I think it equals 215. I think. What do I take? What if I take? I think I'll have the most isolated pawn on the board. I should probably just develop. Here, here, here. I'm not used to the c4 exchange French thing. So I don't know where to put my bishop. I know not there, and I have read this is a bad move, but the other ones are just, oh, I just don't know. Yeah, sorry, Shuffle, but we're cranking it down after this. We're not winding up ChessWhiz TV, we're winding it down. So if you want to participate in ChessWhiz TV, one of the things you can do is try to get as many locked pawns as you can in a chess game, and then send in that game to me by just sending a message to ChessWhiz with the H in Wiz, and no cheese in the name. And then I might put your game on air next Tuesday, because that's what we do every Tuesdays. We go over some viewer games, which is fun, with the special challenge, so get some locked pawns. Hi, Railbird. You missed a lot. Railbird says hi. By the way, for people watching the YouTube recording, hi to the YouTube viewers. Thanks for subscribing, by the way. If you're not watching the YouTube recording, which you're not right now, but now is relative for me because I'm talking to my future and present subscribers. You can go to youtube.com/user/ChessWizTV, and if you can spell all that correctly, then you can enjoy past episodes. Or you can watch this episode on there, which you're probably doing, which you, people I'm pointing to who don't exist yet, are probably doing. So thanks for subscribing. I appreciate that. Unfortunately, there's no special prize for subscribing on YouTube. In fact, there's really nothing at all. No benefit. The reason I'm playing quickly is because I usually play quickly. But I've now created a spot right in here, a circled square in red for my knight. That's an outpost because he has an isolated pawn. So if I move in, it's going to be like going to college and then going back to your parents' house and moving in, and just kind of living there for 10 years. That is to say, I'm not leaving again. I'm going to stay here, and I'm not getting a job either. Be happy to trade with you. The person without the isolated pawn, which is me in this case, likes trades because I have a little less space. My center pawn is not on the 4th rank. In fact, it's hardly even center. It's way over here. And his center pawn is on the 4th rank in the center. So he has a little more center. I think I've made that clear. And that gives him a little more space, and that gives him the onus to attack. Meanwhile, I can just trade into a better ending since he has an isolated pawn. Railbird says there's a Twitch chess ladder in which chess players play each other in longer games of 30 minutes or more. Man, I would probably fall asleep in that kind of game. And are you interested in joining the ladder? You know, is that really 2 sentences? Because your sentence starts with there is, and then it ends with a question mark. So I guess maybe you're asking me if there is. Or maybe you should use punctuation. They invented it in 1200 BC. So you probably should have learned about it by now. Actually, I made that up. Just like 84.5% of all statistics, which are also made up. They're made up. Kind of like Queen B6. It's made up, not real. That's what I should do. Instead of day 9's finger snap, which I can't do, I can just go, and that'll be my trademark noise. Everyone needs a trademark noise, right? I guess I'll play Queen B6 anyway, even though it's made up. I don't know what else to do. I guess I could go here and threaten to check him. That'd be so powerful. Now I'll go Queen B6. Hey, dude, what's your IQ? You sound like a genius. Thank you, do you Gmail, bro. I do Gmail, and let me tell you about my IQ. I went to get it tested, and I couldn't even get close to the testing machine for IQ tests because the meter that's supposed to test your IQ, it just went and it's stuck there. And then the operator was like, could you stand back, please? I think you broke it. And then they had me sign a waiver that said, not a waiver, a little piece of paper that said I would never approach their machine again. Otherwise, I'd be liable for damages. So I didn't want to get close to that machine. So I decided to take an online test. But my computer froze up when I went to the website where you test your IQ. Actually, it was like, do you want to test your IQ? You're probably 200 better than Einstein. And I was like, that's an ad. So I ignored it. It was an ad, by the way. I'm pretty sure. Also, it was a spammy email. I do Gmail, bro. So I've never tested my IQ. Never tested it. And I'd probably better do that before it sinks down to 1, which is what I feel like playing chess with Apostolus 1. That 1 stands for my IQ. So nobody knows my IQ, not even me. So I guess if you guys know your IQ, then you're smarter than I am because you know something I don't, which is your IQ. Nobody knows my IQ, so I'm not worried about that. But I got a little Cooley book thing that was like, hey, test your IQ with this book. So I read the book and it was all like, match these patterns and colors are changing. What comes next in the sequence? Boring. I mean, I solved it with one hand behind my back, one eye closed, and I wasn't even looking at the book. So then I just memorized a couple hundred digits of pi and went home, which was easy because I was already home. So I don't know my IQ. In conclusion, you don't know my IQ because I'm not telling you. And the reason I'm not telling you is because I don't know my IQ. Did we cover that part? I think so. Oh, you're pinning me. Next, you'll be winning me. If I play h6, are you just going to take on d5? Leaving me in shambles? I bet you will. That would be a potent intermezzo. Ragritz is trapping me. Look, he says, have you ever tried this IQ test? I am afraid to click your link. It's probably a denial of service attack, which one YouTube viewer warned me of. He said, by the way, in a YouTube comment, don't click links when you're streaming. It could be a DDoS, which it couldn't be if you know what a DDoS is. But if you don't, then it could be a DDoS, so you have to be careful if you don't know what that is. But it stands for a distributed denial of service attack, which that link wasn't. But maybe this one is, because it is AFISVA, which stands for a FISVA. So you got to be careful. How many numbers of pi do you know? 1, the number pi. Maybe you'd like to know about the digits of pi that I know. But you should have asked about the digits if that's what you wanted to know about. You asked for the numbers. Pi is a number. That's why I like eating it. You are pretty entertaining, says Do You Gmail, bro. It's an illusion. I'm not pretty entertaining. I just pretend to be. I don't want to get checkmated, so if I move my knight, he'll just queen f7. I want to move my knight, except for queen h7. f7, queen f7. Okay, you guys better pull up your pi, because I'm about to recite all the pi I know in one breath. But I'll give you some warning time so you can double check it. Except for the YouTube people don't need any warning time because they can just click on the screen, click, and pause me. Oh, I feel paused. Ow, ow. Unpause me, please. That hurts. Guess I'll go here. No, then you'll take me here. And if I push again, then you'll and then I'll lose my knight. Oh, you're so what am I supposed to do? Rook f8? Rook f8 is so dumb. And if I c5 and then take, I'm just attacking my own queen. Everything is tied up in knots. It's not good. Snaufau is ready. Okay. Okay, Snaufau. Yes, Railbird, I do not mind if you post a link to the Twitch chess ladder. Maybe I'll check it out, and sometime when I'm asleep, I'll join, because that'd be a good time to play a 30-minute chess game. 3.1415926793384793494459230781649238230899862803482534217067. That's the first 100 digits, and that's all I'm telling you because I ran out of breath. Did you catch that, Snaufau? Because I'm not saying it again. If you didn't, though, you could just go to youtube.com/user/chesswiztv and then wait an hour or two and then watch the recording of this and double check again. That works too. And then you can pause me all you want. When I say I feel paused, you can pause me right then, and it can be realistic. That would be fun. Okay, so I guarded f7 for the sole purpose of moving my knight, so I definitely want to actually move my knight. Otherwise, I would feel uselesser than anything. Not getting much done here at all. This is the trouble with being black. I mean, this is the trouble with playing the black pieces in a chess game. You just move your things around and nothing happens for you. Okay, he sent me the link for the chess ladder and give Pisa chances #1. That's weird, because he's not a grandmaster. And Railbird is #3. No wonder he wants to send me this link. It's like, hey guys, check it out. I'm #3 in the world. Must be kind of a small ladder, Railbird. Then there's Vich, and there he is again. And look at all these other people I recognize. Not. But I don't think they're grandmasters, so maybe I should join. Because I'm not a grandmaster, so I'd fit right in. Fit right in. Oh, thank you for the compliment. Up and Comer says, maybe I've improved my chess since I started streaming in April. I think it was in April. I don't think my chess is looking very good right now. I mean, my last 4 moves have been like rook f8, rook e8, you know, knight e5, knight f6, and bishop up. I mean, that's basically what I've gotten done in the last 5 moves. It's not much. It's kind of like when I go to my room and I'm like, I better clean my room. So I sit down on the bed, and the next thing you know, an hour has passed, and I move my knight back and forth. That's a little like this chess position. But what if I try really hard to trade pieces with him? Yes, please trade with me, Apostolus. Apostolus? What does that even mean? I better look it up. Define. What's T-fine? Define Apostolus. Is that how you spell it? It's a flower class Corvette. Yeah. Can you read that there? Tiny gray letters? That's what that is. Ready to own with some flower class. I'd buy that. So much for ending early. This guy plays like a snail. We're going to be here all day. It's a good thing that conversation is somewhat interesting. Who are you, Joe Biden? That's a pretty interesting comment. Pretty interesting. He's ranked 23rd, but he's actually #1. He's talking about his own ladder, because he just loves talking about that ladder. He wants me to join the ladder so he can beat me in the ladder and then put up the Excel sheet, which is actually a Google Spreadsheets sheet, which no one says. They just say Excel even if it's not Excel. Sounds cooler. And then be like, Railbird 1-0 Chess Whiz. That's what he's excited to do. Yeah. Okay, so I got that trade. I got the knights traded. I got the bishops traded. So I just got to get the rooks traded, the queens traded, and the pawns traded, and I'll be done with this mess of a chess game. Let's work on the rooks next. Want to trade? Oh, he doesn't. Rook here, right? That'll threaten him. Give me that pawn or I'll beat you up. Yes, I threatened him. Okay, we're getting a little low on time, guys, so the game might start getting interesting. Maybe. I don't think we're going to have time for a speed game, though. This guy's so slow. We're just going to go off air after this. Looks like it might be a draw, though. Maybe I've traded enough that it's a draw. Unless I win. I'm pretty nasty at endgames, as you saw when I played Cheese Whiz and hung everything. Well, I moved my king away from my pawn and then requested a take back and then ran out of time. That was wonderfully epic. I'm so glad that happened. What if I take this pawn? Then I'll be ahead a pawn. For no compensation. I'm going to win. This is a better for black. I think I can win this game. Especially with this guy running low. This is the one thing I like about speed games. This is one thing I like about slow games. Sorry, my brain's not 100% right now. The thing I like about slow games is that you play people who aren't always speed players. And I'm always a speed player. So if the time ever gets low like this, then they might just have a problem. which I like. I like that problem. How do I win? Here, maybe. Take the open file. Seems good. Straight into a rook ending. He want that? He doesn't want that. Weird. Told you I was ill. Playing speedy. Trying to beat me. I have 18 seconds though. That's plenty of time. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We're going off air after this game. Really hoping to win this, but he got the pawn back, so it's going to be tough. Oh, but I can win. I can win. The tough thing about queen against queen is when the other guy has a pawn going to the moon. No! Why didn't I cover that diagonal? Are you really going to draw? I could push and then block with my queen. Is that going to work? Yes, it will. Ha! Ha! Take that, Apostolus! I just got into a game I thought was a draw and then didn't draw it. Yes. G6, Queen G7, up-and-comer saw it also. That's because I'm improving my game. In April of this year, I probably would have not seen that because I wasn't my future self, which I am now. Yes, I'm my future self. Now you think you're so awesome to make a new queen, but you're not because of this move. I don't think this is very good for you. Yeah, you're at least one move, maybe more, from actually having a playable position. Resigns. Somehow my sound got turned off. But that's okay. Good game. Quite an ending. So thanks for tuning in. We broadcast Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 3 p.m. GMT, which is 8 a.m. on the Pacific Coast of the United States, and 11 a.m. on the eastern side of that same continent. If you're in Canada, it's the same kind of thing. Just look for your coast, nearest coast, then check your time zone. You're good. You can watch ChessWhiz TV. The challenge, like I said, is to lock your pawns, so looking forward to seeing your games there. That's all the news for now. We might bring on a special guest in a week or two, which will be fun, but I'm not saying who it is till we get closer, because I don't know. Just like my IQ. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.